Thank you for your interest in doing business with King County. To maximize your opportunities to do business with the county, the first step you should take is registering in the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. This video tutorial will walk you through how to register. Registration is required to receive solicitation notifications, to respond to solicitations, and to maintain your company information. All bids and proposals must be submitted through the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. Have the following information ready for a smooth registration. You will need to download and complete an IRS W-9 to upload into your company profile. You can download the IRS W-9 from the King County Procurement and Payables website. Also, be sure to have your company's tax identification number or TIN to reference in your registration. You will also want to identify the company contacts that should have access to your company's profile. You'll be asked for a contact name, a unique email address, and a phone number for each contact. It is recommended that a business email is used for each contact. You will need to provide an address to receive purchase orders and to receive payments. The receive purchase orders address must be a physical address. Post office boxes are not accepted. During registration, you will have the opportunity to enter business classifications. This is where you will identify the business certifications your firm possesses, including the King County Small Contractor and Supplier (SCS) certification, or certifications administered through the Washington State Office of Minority and Women's Business Enterprises, such as Minority Business Enterprise, Women Business Enterprise, or Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. When you register, you will also need to identify all NAICS commodity codes relevant to your business. Go to the NAICS website to research your commodity codes. Visit the Procurement and Payables website for additional information about selecting NAICS codes. Finally, you will be asked to provide your Washington State Department of Revenue Unified Business Identifier, or UBI number if you have one. Additionally, companies in the construction industry are asked to provide their Washington State contractor license numbers. There is a limit to one company profile based on the tax identification number. If you think there might already be a company profile, contact King County Procurement and Payables to verify before beginning the registration process. Finally, before beginning your registration, be sure you are using a supporting browser, such as Firefox, Chrome, Edge, or Safari. We recommend a desktop browser to complete registration. To begin your supplier registration, you will need to open the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. Visit kingcounty.gov/eprocurement and select the Begin Registration button. The King County Supplier Registration landing page will display. Begin your registration by entering your email to get a one-time access code. Select Send Access Code. We encourage you to activate your account immediately, as the access code will expire in 15 minutes. Navigate to your email inbox. You will receive an email from King County Finance and Procurement System with the subject, Access Code for your supplier registration. Copy the access code that was emailed. If you do not receive this email, check your junk email. Navigate back to the registration page, paste the code in the access code field, then select Continue. If your access code has expired or you did not receive one, select Get a New Code to receive a new access code. Note that you can save your progress at any time and return later to complete the process. Simply revisit this page, enter your email, and use a new access code to resume your registration. During the registration process, you will follow the guided instructions to fill in your company information and answer pre-qualification questions. On the right-hand side of the page, you will see the different sections you will complete and which step of the registration process you are on. Required fields are labeled Required or marked with an asterisk. On the Company Details page, you will enter information about your company. In the Supplier Company Name field, enter the legal name for the supplier. Do not include Doing Business As or DBA name. Note that the Supplier Company Name field is limited to 40 characters. Please abbreviate if your organization name exceeds this length. In the Website field, you can optionally add a corporate website URL. The Country field will automatically default to United States. Select from the list of values if another country is applicable. Enter your taxpayer ID number or TIN. For United States organizations, please enter the taxpayer ID as 9 numbers only, no characters or spaces. For the tax organization type, you will select your federal tax classification from the list of values. Use this table to help guide which option you select based on the IRS W-9 options. For the supplier type field, select the appropriate option from the list of values. The company details page is also where you will upload your completed IRS W-9. To upload it, you can drag the file into the drag and drop box. Alternatively, you can select on drag and drop to open a file explorer. Locate the file you want to attach, select that file, then select Open. Once you have attached your W-9, it will display the attachment on your company details page. Verify that you have entered all required information. Then select Continue to move to the next section. The Contacts page will display. Enter the contact details. The email address you have used will automatically populate. Enter the contact's first and last name. A phone number is required. Select Yes or No to indicate if the contact is an administrative contact. Administrative contacts will receive general communications from King County. This setting does not establish permissions in the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. Select Yes or No to indicate if the contact needs a user account. The user account option will provide online access to supplier transactions and self-service tasks in the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. The user account option will allow the contact to log into the supplier portal and will assign the contact two default roles: Supplier Self-Service Administrator KC and Supplier Bidder KC. Unselect the checkbox for any role the contact should not have. Scroll down to select roles for this contact and to add additional contacts. Click the checkbox to assign at least one role to the contact to specify their responsibilities. If the Supplier Bidder KC role is selected, the contact will be able to respond to King County solicitations in the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. If the Supplier Self-Service Administrator KC role is selected, the contact will be able to manage the company profile information in the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. This includes updating supplier profile information, creating user accounts to grant employees access to the supplier portal, and responding to qualification questionnaires. There is no limit on the number of contacts under the company profile. User roles can be assigned to specify the responsibilities of each contact. All contacts under a company profile will receive notifications on solicitations that match their selected NAICS codes and any changes to that solicitation. Registration communications will be sent to all contacts listed. If you would like, you can select Add Another Contact to add another contact to your company profile. Each contact will automatically default to specific settings. Review and update each setting based on the access and permissions each contact requires. Note that you can edit or delete a contact by clicking on the pencil to edit or trash icon to delete. When you have entered all your contacts, select Continue to move to the next section. The Addresses page will display. At least one address is required to register your company. To become an approved supplier with King County, please ensure you add both a Receive Purchase Orders address and a Receive Payments address. Note that you can use the same address for both purposes. The Receive Purchase Orders address will be used for purchase orders. The Receive Purchase Orders address must be a physical street address. Post office boxes are not accepted. The Receive Payments address will be used for invoicing. The Receive Payments address can be either a physical street address or a post office box. The Bid on RFQs address will be used for quotes. The Bid on RFQs address can be either a physical street address or a post office box. Enter a name for the address. Enter the address details. A phone number is required. Optionally, you can select which contacts are associated with the address you have entered. And then, be sure to complete the additional information section at the bottom of the addresses page. You may need to scroll down to complete this section. Under Additional Information, select the preferred method of communicating purchasing documents by clicking the drop-down menu and selecting the email, fax, or none option. You must indicate if the listed address is your organization's tax reporting address by clicking the drop-down menu and selecting Yes or No. Select the Add Another Address option if additional addresses need to be added. Note that you can edit or delete an address by clicking on the pencil to edit or trash icon to delete. Select Continue to navigate to the next section. The Business Classifications page will display. Business classifications are small businesses or businesses owned by minority, women, and socially and economically disadvantaged persons. Add each certification that applies to your firm by selecting it from the drop-down menu. One certification is allowed per selection. Repeat the process for each certification that applies to your firm. If no business classifications apply to your firm, select the None of the classifications are applicable option from the drop-down list. When you select a classification, the classification details will display. Select the certifying agency from the drop-down. The options in this drop-down list will vary depending on which classification you have selected. Click and type in your certificate number in the certificate number field. Then, use the calendar button to select the certificate start date and certificate end date. Attach your current certificate and any supporting documentation for it. To attach it, you can drag the file into the drag and drop box. Alternatively, you can select on drag and drop to open a file explorer. Locate the file you want to attach, select that file, then select Open. Once you have attached your certificate and supporting documentation, it will display the attachment on the Business Classifications page. If your firm has more than one certification, select Add another business classification to add another certification. Be sure to add all certifications that apply. When you have added all your certifications, select Continue to move to the next section. The NAICS Codes page will display. NAICS, which stands for the North American Industry Classification System, is the standard used by federal agencies for classifying businesses based on their primary activity. Identification and selection of NAICS codes are critical components to firms wanting to do business with King County and establishes the solicitation notifications and invitations received by your firm. NAICS codes selected will determine which solicitations you are invited to and receive notifications for. At least one code is required to complete registration, but you can add more than one NAICS code. Enter the appropriate NAICS codes for all products and services your firm sells or provides, or for any industry which may relate to solicitations your firm may be interested in. For example, if your firm offers training and talent development services, you will want to add the NAICS code for professional and management development training, human resources consulting services, and other training-related categories to maximize your opportunities to do business with King County. Refer to the Identifying NAICS Codes user guide and video tutorial on the King County Procurement and Payables website to find a full list of possible NAICS codes. You can also follow this link from the registration portal to search for NAICS codes by keyword. There are two ways to search for the NAICS codes you want to select. To use the search by category or description field, enter a category or description, then click Enter. Note that the search field does not require the full category code or description, but does require that what is entered is an exact match. For example, to add Category 611430 Professional and Management Development Training, you can type 611 and then enter. In the search results, you will see all NAICS codes that begin with 611. There is a scroll bar on the right-hand side of the search results. Scroll down to see additional search results. To select a NAICS code, click on the checkbox on the left-hand side. You can also search by the description. For example, if you also want to add management consulting services, you could type the first word of the description, management, in the search criteria and click Enter. This will pull up the search results for the NAICS codes that have descriptions beginning with the word management. You can select the 4-digit parent NAICS code to automatically select all of the 6-digit child NAICS codes associated with it. Or click on the arrow to see the 6-digit child NAICS codes available and then use the checkboxes to select the appropriate ones. Above the search results, you can see how many NAICS codes you have selected. Click on View Selected to see a list of only the NAICS codes you have selected. The selected categories will be displayed. Confirm the list of NAICS codes you have selected. You can delete a NAICS code by selecting the trash icon. Once confirmed, select the X icon to exit the view. You can click on Clear Selected to clear all of the NAICS codes you have selected and start over. Once you have selected all appropriate NAICS codes, select Continue to move to the next section. The Rosters and Certifications page will display. Here you will answer additional questions related to the consultant and small works rosters, sustainable purchasing certifications, business registration and licensing, and small contractor and supplier certification. Rosters are used to award contracts for small capital projects. Roster contracts are not advertised. Only roster members may be invited to participate. King County recommends you opt into rosters to streamline future processes. The Rosters and Certifications page consists of 5 sections. Each section contains questions that are related to the individual area. You can see which section you are on by the line under the section titles. Sections that have been viewed but not completed will display a half-filled circle. Sections that have not been viewed yet will display an empty circle. Answer each question using the radial dials and then click Next Section in the bottom left corner to proceed to the next section. When each section has been completed, the icon next to the section title will show a green circle with a checkmark in it. Answer all questions in each section. The answer to some questions may create additional questions. For example, when you answer yes to indicate that your firm has 1 or more sustainable purchasing certifications, additional questions will load. Some questions will also indicate that you need to attach documents if you select yes. When you select yes, the Add Attachments option will display. Select Add Attachments. On the right-hand side of the page, you will see the drag and drop box. You can drag the file into the drag and drop box. Alternatively, you can select on Drag and Drop to open a file explorer. Locate the file you want to attach, select that file, then select Open. You will see your attachment listed after attaching it. Again, be sure to answer all questions in all sections. Verify that all sections have been completed. After completing all sections of the Rosters and Certifications page, select Submit to submit your registration. After submitting your registration, this page will display. At the top, the registration request number is displayed. Note that you are not quite done with the registration process. The next steps are outlined for you on this page. You'll also see the contact information to reach out to our team for support. We request that you please take a minute to provide feedback on your experience registering in e-procurement. This anonymous survey will help us improve the process. Finally, you'll find a link to visit the E-Procurement Supplier Portal webpage, where you will find resources, guides, and tutorials on how to make future updates in the Supplier Portal. Once the registration is submitted, the company contacts that were created will receive a series of emails to their registered email account outside of the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. The first email will be from King County Finance and Procurement System with the subject Supplier Registration Request Number was received. This email is a confirmation that your registration request was received. No action is required for this email. The second email will be from cloud.oracle.com and have the subject Action Required. Finish your King County E-Procurement Supplier Portal registration. This email will contain a link to reset your password. Each contact with a user account will receive an email to reset their password. Check your spam, junk, and quarantine folders if you didn't receive the password reset email. You must reset your password to complete your registration. Please contact procurement.web@kingcounty.gov if you do not receive an email to reset your password. Follow the link in the email to reset your password. The Reset Password page will display. Set and confirm your password, then select Submit. You will then be prompted to log in to the Supplier Portal. Your user ID will be your email address used to register. The third email will be from cloud.oracle.com with the subject King County E-Procurement Supplier Portal Password Reset Confirmation. This email will confirm that your password was reset. No action is required for this email. The fourth email you receive will be from Oracle noReply@identity.oci.oraclecloud.com confirming your password for KCBRCPS was reset. You are almost done now. The last step is to enable multi-factor authentication, or MFA. MFA is a security measure that requires an additional form of verification besides your password to access a digital account, such as a one-time code sent to your phone, email, or authenticator app. Setting up MFA is a one-time action. Once MFA is set up, you'll be asked to verify your identity every time you sign in to the King County Supplier Portal. Please email procurement.web@kingcounty.gov if you do not have a smart device to enable MFA. Select Sign In to enable MFA for your user account. Each contact with a user account will receive an email to enable MFA. Check your spam, junk, and quarantine folders if you didn't receive the email. You must enable MFA to complete your registration. Please email procurement.web@kingcounty.gov if you do not receive this email. You will be prompted to sign in to the supplier portal. Enter your username, which is the email address you use to register, and your password. Then select Next. The Oracle Cloud window will appear. There are two methods available to configure a two-factor authentication, mobile app or Passkey. We recommend the mobile app option. The mobile app enables you to use your mobile device during the login process to verify your identity. With this option, your mobile app generates a passcode. Enter this passcode on the login screen to verify your identity. Then, a push notification is sent to your device. To approve the login request, select Allow. The Passkey option uses a security key into your device to sign in. This video provides instructions to configure both MFA options. Skip to the next chapter for steps to set up the Passkey option. To configure MFA with the mobile app option, select Mobile App. The Oracle Cloud Configure Authenticator app webpage will display. On your mobile device, download and open the Oracle Mobile Authenticator app from the App Store for iPhone or iPad devices or the Google Play Store for Android devices. Read the Oracle Mobile Authenticator's terms and conditions. Select Accept to continue the MFA setup. You will be prompted to select the notification settings in the Oracle Mobile Authenticator app. Select Allow. Select the Add Account option to add the King County Supplier Portal user account. You will be prompted to give access to your device's camera to scan the QR code to add account. Select Allow. Using your device, scan the QR code on the Oracle Cloud window. The Oracle Cloud KCBR CPS company account will be added to your Authenticator app. On your web browser, you will receive the Oracle Cloud mobile app successfully enrolled confirmation. Select Continue. You will be redirected to the Oracle Cloud Identity and Security page. No action is needed on this page. Close the web browser. This video provides instructions to configure both MFA options. View the previous chapter for steps to set up MFA using the mobile app option. Skip to the next chapter for our tips for success. To configure MFA with the Passkey option, select Passkey. The Configure a Passkey page will appear. Select the checkbox indicating you have read and understand how to use passkeys with your Oracle account. Select Configure. If you are using the Google web browser, you will be prompted to choose where to save your passkey for oraclecloud.com. Select the Use a Phone, Tablet, or Security Key option. There will be a Windows Security pop-up. Select the iPhone, iPad, or Android device option. You will be prompted to save your passkey by scanning the QR code with your device camera. When you scan the QR code on your device, select the Save a Passkey option that appears at the bottom of the image. Your device will prompt you to save a passkey using Face ID. Select Add Passkey to enable passkey on your device. A Windows Security pop-up window will appear confirming that your device is connected. On your web browser, you will also have confirmation that the passkey was successfully configured. Select Continue. You will be redirected to the Oracle Cloud Identity and Security webpage. No action is needed on this page. Close the web browser. Congratulations! You are now registered as a supplier with King County. You can now access, view, and respond to solicitations in the E-Procurement Supplier Portal at www.kingcounty.gov/eprocurement. When you sign into the Supplier Portal, use your email address as your user ID and enter your password. You will then be asked to approve your established MFA to verify your identity. We recommend that you make use of the online resources available from our team, including E-Procurement user guides and the awarded contracts log. If you haven't already done so, we invite you to attend an orientation on how to do business with King County. If you are eligible, be sure to certify your firm as a small contractor and supplier or SCS firm. Be sure to familiarize yourself with the E-Procurement Supplier Portal. Visit the Solicitation Abstracts page to see active solicitations that you may be interested in. These resources can be found on our website at kingcounty.gov/procurement. When you find a solicitation you are interested in responding to, remember that you can ask questions of the contract specialist named in the solicitation documents. Be sure to attend pre-bid or pre-proposal meetings. Always be sure to submit your bid or proposal on time. Do not wait until the last minute. And after the solicitation closes, you can request feedback from the contract specialist so you know what to improve on for future solicitations. Be sure to check out all the videos in our E-Procurement Supplier Resource Series for support navigating the E-Procurement Portal. Thank you for your interest in doing business with King County. Do not hesitate to contact us for support.